North Korean leader Kim Jong-un reportedly is threatening to use his nuclear weapons in potential military conflicts with the United States and South Korea. AP correspondent Donna Water is reporting.
The official Korean Central News Agency is reporting that Kim unleashed fiery rhetoric against rivals he says are pushing the Korean peninsula to the brink of war. In a speech to war veterans, Kim accused the U.S. of demonizing North Korea to justify its hostile policies, and he called the U.S. gangster-like for carrying out U.S.-South Korea military drills targeting North Korea, but blasting the North's military activities, an apparent reference to its missile tests. Observers say while Kim is increasingly threatening his rivals with nuclear weapons, it's unlikely he would use them first against the superior militaries of the U.S. and its allies. I'm Donna Water.
Meanwhile, Russian forces on Thursday launched massive missile strikes on Ukraine's Kyiv and Chernihiv regions, areas that have not been targeted in weeks, while Ukrainian officials announced an operation to liberate an occupied region in the country's south. Kyiv regional governor said on Telegram that a settlement in the Vyshgorod district of the region was targeted early on Thursday morning. An infrastructure object was hit. It was not immediately clear if there were any casualties. The Biden administration has offered a deal to Russia aimed at bringing home WNBA star Brittany Griner and another jailed American, Paul Whelan. That's according to U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who also revealed Wednesday that he has asked to speak with his Kremlin counterpart for the first time in months. The statement marked the first time the U.S. government has publicly revealed any concrete action it has taken to secure the release of Griner. Russian, French, and American leaders are crisscrossing Africa to win support for their positions on the war in Ukraine, waging what some say is the most intense competition for influence on the continent since the Cold War. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and French President Emmanuel Macron have been visiting several African countries this week. Lavrov, in his travels across the drought and hunger-stricken continent, has sought to portray the West as the villain, blaming it for rising food prices, while Macron has accused the Kremlin of cynically using food as a weapon and waging an imperial-style war of conquest, words calculated to appeal to listeners in post-colonial Africa. The UN Security Council has unanimously condemned Myanmar's executions of 4 political prisoners and called for immediate halt to forms of violence and full respect for human rights and the rule of law. The statement, approved by all 15 council members, noted Myanmar has hanged the men after the Association of Southeast Asian Nations appealed for the sentences to be reconsidered. ASEAN has been leading global efforts to bring peace to Myanmar since the military takeover, but the bloc said this week the execution set back its efforts to facilitate dialogue. China, an important Myanmar ally, welcomed the Security Council's alignment of views with ASEAN's remarks after the executions, which diplomats said Beijing sought out. Iranian state TV says a landslide triggered by heavy rains in Iran's capital killed at least 4 people. That report said that heavy rains early in the hours Thursday caused flash floods and then landslides in the northwestern part of Tehran. Damage was also caused to a religious shrine. Rescue teams were deployed at the scene, and 9 people were injured in the incident, according to the report. Japan's push to obtain UNESCO recognition for a former gold mine key to the nation's industrialization will be delayed. The Sato Island mine is in northern Japan, operated for nearly 400 years, and was once the world's largest gold producer before closing in 1989. But the efforts to obtain a UNESCO listing have added to diplomatic frictions with South Korea. Seoul says Koreans brought to Japan during the 1910-1945 colonization of the Korean peninsula were put to forced labor at the mine. Japan's culture minister said Thursday that UNESCO considered its application for recognition to be sufficient, but he did not say why. He said it would be resubmitted. Recapping our top story, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un reportedly is threatening to use his nuclear weapons in potential military conflicts with the United States and South Korea.
Hi, thank you for watching. I hope the videos are useful for you. Please subscribe to my channel using the button below.